Hey guys, it's Fred Ginger Wolf back here with the Guilders video. For this video, we're playing with a Mirage point build. So the idea is going to be basically trying to survive on point as long as possible. Hopefully allowing us to either win duels, win fights on point, or hold points or convert them to our side, essentially, is the idea of this build. I did Elementalist Weaver. No, I did a couple point builds recently, so I'm struggling to find builds to come up with. So hopefully, after I get back to the Ranger, I'll come up with a little bit better names and maybe a little bit more interesting builds. But I'll need to work on that. Hopefully, again. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm trying my best to do a good job with these builds. I don't test them at all. I just jump in and create them, kind of test them a little bit, but more put them together and go in. So here we go with the Mirage point build. We'll run through everything as usual, and then we'll get started. So for domination, we have Illusion of Vulnerability. Inflict vulnerability when you interrupt a foe. Empowered illusions. Illusions deal increased strike damage. Dazzling. Dazing or stunning a foe applies vulnerability. Egotism. Deal increased strike damage to foes with a lower health percentage than you. Fragility. Deal increased strike damage for each stack of vulnerability on your target. Mental anguish. Shatter skills do more damage. This bonus damage is doubled against foes that are not activating skills. For illusions, we have Cry of Pain. Shatter skill 2 inflicts more stacks of confusion for an increased duration. The Pledge reduces recharge and torch skills. Flame bursts from torch skills inflict additional burning. Compounding powder. Compounding power. Create an illusion, increases your outgoing damage, and gives increased condition damage for a short duration. Main the Disillusion. Shatter skills inflict torment on hit. Master Misdirection. Shatter skills gain recharge reduction. Malicious Sorcery. Increase attack speed while wielding a scepter. Reduces recharge and scepter skills. For Mirage, we get access to the Mirage Cloak, which takes our full amount of dodge and gives us a unique ability, which I'll read through those here in a little bit. Self-deception. Using a deception skill will create a clone if you have any other clones active, and we have a couple of those. Nomad's Endurance. Shatter skills give vigor, and vigor grants condition damage. Mirrored Axes. Reduce recharge of axe skills. Axe skills generate an additional phantom axe. Speed of Sand. Mirage Cloak increases your movement speed. And Infinite Horizon. When you gain Mirage Cloak, your illusions also gain it. For skills, we have False Oasis. Create a mirror at your current location and heal over time. When the Mirage expires, it spawns a Mirage Mirror. And the Mirage Mirrors create the mirror. Touching that will shatter it, granting Mirage Cloak to you and weaken nearby enemies. Illusionary Ambush. You and your illusion shall step to random point around your target and gain Mirage Cloak. Illusion's actions are interrupted when they change focus to the targeted foe. No Field. Create a field of energy that rips boons from foes and cures conditions on the allies. Arcane Favor. Send conditions you have to your foe and steal their boons. Successfully hitting your target inflicts slow on them while granting you quickness. And Time Warp. Create an area that warps time, granting you and allies quickness while slowing enemies. For our shatter skills, we have Mind Wreck. Destroy all clones. The more clones we shatter, the more damage it does. Cry of Frustration. Destroy all clones, confusing nearby enemies. Diversion. Destroy all clones, dazing targets. And Dissertation. Gain Dissertation. Destroy your clones. Gain additional seconds for each one shattered. For weapons, we have the Chain, which is a 3 torment on the first two, and then either a clone on the last one, or if we're at max clones, create another stack of torment. In the ambush is Ether Barrage. Launch a barrage of chaos orbs at your foe, inflicting either confusion or torment. Each hit condition duration have for clones. Illusionary Counter. Block the next attack and counter by inflicting torment and creating a clone that casts Ether Bolt, or we can shoot out the bolt that blinds enemies in a line. Summons a clone to attack the first foe it hits. Confusing Images. Channel beam of energy that damages foes and confuses your foe. Illusionary Ripstone. Block your foe and create illusion when attacked. Or you can shoot a bolt that dazes foes in a line. And Phantasmal Swordsman. Perform a sword strike and create an illusion that attacks your foe. If the sword strike hits, you gain might. For our other, we have Axe, which is a combination that a chain that bleeds and applies torment. On the last, the ambush is imaginary axe release phantom axes that seek out the nearest target at a short delay and apply torment. Lingering thought, spin forward and strike multiple times, inflicting conditions that ensue cripple and torment, and leave a mirage at your starting position. If an enemy is near the mirage when it expires, a clone is summoned. Axes of Symmetry. You and all your clones shall step to a random location around your target and strike, applying confusion. This attack breaks enemy targeting, and your illusions change focus to the targeted foe. The Prestige. Disappear in a cloud of smoke, blinding nearby foes and losing conditions. Reappear 3 seconds later, burning nearby foes. Phantasmal Mage. Strike and burn nearby foes. Create an illusion that releases a massive wave of fire that burns, confuses, and interrupts foes. For Amulet, we have Carrying for power, vitality, condition damage. For the Room, we have Scavenging for condition damage, vitality. Poison duration, convert 7% of vitality and condition damage. For the Axe and Torch, we have Sigil of Agony and Smoldering for bleed increase, bleed duration increase, and burning duration increased. And then we have the Scepter and Sword, which increases our torment duration and confusion duration. So basically, hopefully the idea is that we can survive on points long enough or win fights on points to either keep them in our favor or win them to our side. And we have ways to get rid of conditions. We do have no stun break, which is okay. But hopefully it goes well. We'll see here. I don't remember what the next class is after this one. I apologize for not remembering. Very crappy memory on my end, so it does not help. Because I read these skills and then I go, oh, it does that. So, I'm trying to do a better job with the Mesmer. I said this in my last video. A couple of the classes, I don't mind them. They don't interest me as much as the other ones. So when I play games like the Ranger and the Guardian and the Necro, I enjoy those more because those classes are more intriguing to me. With these ones, it's hard for me to come up with builds because I don't know the best way to play them, and I'm struggling to come up with ideas. So I'm going to try and do a better job after I get back to the Ranger of kind of looking at the meta battles and looking at how, like, kind of their names and how they come up with the names, essentially. Because if I create builds like that and name them a little bit nicer or cooler, I think that'd be kind of cool. So, hopefully that makes sense. I will try, and then I'll be after when we get back to the Ranger. So, all right. Well, here we go with game number 1.
Time to do some real damage.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
There. Target identified. I feel good.
Wow. That worked not well.
You've lost the quarry.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Replenishing.
No.
I feel good.
Clearly the survivability of this is not working that well. I don't know if you guys can tell, but
Ready for action.
on.
Replenishes. Barely.
Dang it. God. Clearly, I went down like 3 times in that whole fight, so clearly surviving is not key on this build. That's always a good start, right?
I feel good.
You lost the graveyard.
Pain. From desert. Reflection.
You've captured the quarry.
I feel good. Time to do some real damage.
Oh my gosh.
Replenishing. I'm back and brilliant.
Gosh dang it. Clearly that didn't work at all. This is not working at all. Which is really frustrating. Okay.
You've captured the quarry.
God. I think these builds are going to do so wonderful, and then they absolutely do nothing.
The waterfall is yours.
It's really frustrating. Come on. Sounds about right.
Impressive combination. I feel good. Feel the fury. Barely.
God.
The waterfall is yours.
Sorry, guys. This is not going
Next.
nearly how well I was hoping it would.
You've lost the quarry.
That was impressive.
Target identified.
Serious. Assistance. I feel good.
You've lost the quarry.
You.
You've taken the graveyard.
Whoa, okay. Really?
I feel good.
Sounds about right.
The waterfall is yours.
Come on. Thank you.
There. Target identified.
Dang. Ow.
Feel the fury.
You've taken the graveyard.
Impressive combination. I could outrun a centaur.
Come on.
Replenishing. Feeling me.
Hey guys.
I don't have feelings of deep trouble.
There. Target identified.
Your seed. Swirl like satin.
The waterfall is yours.
Alright. Not bad.
There. Target identified.
Not enough endurance. Your mind will betray you. I feel good. Time to do some real damage.
Alright. Once we can get the the combos going, it works well. It was just surviving the first few onslaughts that was the tricky part.
Time to do some real damage. True.
Oh, are you kidding me? I totally was reviving him. Shoot. Dang it. Doing really good. Dang it.
You lost the graveyard.
I feel good.
You've lost the quarry.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
You lost the waterfall. You've taken the graveyard.
Time to do some real damage. I'm back and
Shoot. Dang it.
There. Target identified.
Shoot! Started off terrible, but we came back towards the later half of that game. Which is frustrating, because once I started to get the stuff, the combos and stuff going, I felt really good, but started off really, really crappy, and that's... I don't like that at all, so... Sorry guys for frustrating first couple minutes. Nothing was going well, but it started to go a little bit better. The as stupid as it is, 2 skills were helping me survive longer. It was the 2 and 4. Both of them have some blocking capabilities, and each time you block, you create a clone, which is good, which allows you to create, use your shatter skills. And probably the best order to do is have the illusions, use your Mirage cloak. Then when the Mirage cloak is done, then trigger your shadow skills. Because your shadow skill, your Mirage cloak's gonna benefit more from the more clones you have. And if you get those effects to trigger, then use your shadow skills and then just repeat the process. Because with the scepter, it may not be the best weapon, but I think it's one. I think it's one of the best for clone creation. You get a clone every 3 seconds. If you have malicious sorcery, you get it even quicker. But then, yeah, I don't know what it was the first couple. Maybe they realized I was squishy. And again, I'm not the best with the Mesmers, so I played against Mesmers who I try so many times to defeat them, and I can never defeat them. And I play and I make it look super easy. So I probably make this Mesmer look a lot squishier than it is really. And again, that's just me not knowing 100% how to play this thing perfectionately and to the best. And the shatter skills, especially dissertation, that's a big one. When you have 3 clones, I think you get it for, I think each, maybe it's different. I thought each clone you had allowed you for it to be longer. Yeah, gain additional. Okay, yeah. So you gain additional. So you have to 4 seconds, which is awesome. But you gotta make sure that it's making sure you trigger the right one when you need to, and that is where I lack an experience of playing the Mesmer. But I try my best to do. Excuse me. I try my best to play all the different classes. Just so, again, when I play them, I can't say 100%, but there's times where I've started to pick up on skills and how they're working, or possible ways they're maybe doing combos and stuff. Just because I've done something similar, or some of the meta battles they have combos on there. So if you can kind of start to figure out the other classes, it's going to help you overall. And again, the Thief, Mesmer, Revenant, Warrior might be there. Those are kind of my weaker ones. Ranger, Guardian, Necro, I think are my stronger ones. I feel like I'm missing one. Elementalist is a hit or miss. And I'm missing one. I'm missing one. I don't know which one it is. Why can't I think of which one it is? I can't think of one of the other classes. That makes me look good. I'll check this thing. Engineer. Engineer is probably still work in progress. So I just did a video on that. That makes me remember. That makes me look good. But yeah. So just trying to figure out different builds and stuff like that, and that's one thing I want to work on. Even maybe working towards a certain weapon or weapon sets. I think I base it off of I base a lot of the stuff off the skills, but then I try and do weapons too. And maybe I go to the weapons side now, and I go, okay, what skills work well with these weapons? I think I do what skills work well with the weapons. I want to try it the other way and see if that works better. Because I can start to name the skill builds off of the weapons I use. Like one that comes to mind was the Ranger. Yeah, it was a longbow greatsword. And I actually want to do a bow build, which I think will be fun to play. But I just want to try different things, and I guess you guys have suggestions for naming builds or builds at all. That'd be awesome. That's my weak spot is builds and creating them, making sure they work, and all that stuff. And I only do 2 games with these two. I don't usually come back to these. I need to get back into streaming. And when I do streaming, it'll be old, probably builds that worked well, or just builds that I liked playing, and replaying them, but being able to talk with you guys while I play them. So, sorry about that. Should make sure I drink some water. Water is a good thing. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Hopefully this works. Hopefully this works better now that we kind of have everything figured out. But we'll see.
I feel good.
The axes are cool.
The match starts soon.
Here we go with game number 2. Depending on how this game goes, we may do an okay or good build rating. Well, other ones have been decent, meaning good so far. Depending on how this game goes, it may change where we're at.
Replenishing.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
I trust myself to get home more often than others just because of how...
They took the henge. You've taken the mine. The keep's been lost.
Replenishing. I'm neither here nor
That sounds about right.
I could outrun a centaur.
Jeez Louises.
Spawniers return.
Thank God. Oh, that was almost, well, that was not the best start. It kind of just swarmed us though, so that doesn't help.
The keep is yours.
Lay all the shatter stuff on.
The keep's been lost.
Oh my gosh. God. They all showed up. The last spot I expected them to. Nice. Clearly the point idea has not been working, by the way. That sounds about right.
The keep is yours.
Come on.
You've taken the mine.
Jesus. Oh. Wow. Alright. There was two of them, but still. Semi-close to actually getting the necro down. Sorry, it's not working out how I was hoping to. Which is always frustrating to me.
The keep's been lost. Svanir's return.
I could outrun a centaur. Feel the fury. Strength. Failing me. That was impressive. Sprout like sand. You're seeing things.
Way out of range.
The keep is yours. Your
You'll
mouth
have to hit much
free.
harder. Feel the fury.
Alright. Let's do this.
You've seized the henge. I summon the power of Melange.
Really? God.
I feel good.
Sorry.
You've taken the mine. They took the henge.
I feel good.
mine.
I feel good.
Oh, come on.
The chieftain has returned.
Perfect. If I can get the... Sorry, if I can get the Mirage cloak, trigger that, then the shatter skills when I've got a good number of clones. That'll work. That'll work good.
The keep is yours.
Alright.
You've taken the mine.
I'm just gonna try and stay in general vicinity of these 2 points. Okay. Or, you know, I'll walk away for half a second. And
I could outrun a centaur. I feel good. Not enough.
Bad shape here.
thank you.
Surprise.
That actually went better than I expected. That's one example of what this build is supposed to do. Alright, I'm just gonna stay
You've
here,
taken
because
the
I know
mine.
he's gonna come back. He got over here quickly last time. Alright.
Your team
Not
is victorious.
bad. Not bad at all. I know it wasn't the best performance on my end. But we did see that work a little bit better. It's hard because I'm worried that my builds are becoming, some of these builds are getting too similar to others, and that's why I'm worried that, you know, I'm gonna get you guys lose interest in their, because you realize they're all, it's kind of variants of each other without being variants of each other. And what I could do, I should do, is I should go back and do old builds that I've done and go, okay, these are what I did for one version. Let me try a different version, because that would work too. That's some options I've got. Or going through and going, okay, well, I've got a bunch of, I think a lot of times I grab skills. I go, look, what skills can I do? And then I go, okay, well, I can do, or just an idea. Maybe try and make a combination, name the build's a weapon and skills, or something like that. I think that's something I gotta work on my end. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Wasn't as good as I was hoping, but it definitely started to work once we got the kinks figured out. So again, it was a good build, all about trying to fight on points, either by winning the fights to gain the point, or defending the point to keep it in your favor, to keep those points accumulating for your team score. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your day.